Hey y'all. So on the last episode of the WERKin Mommas podcast, episode 8 is on SoundCloud. I talked about the mid-year review process. We were at the end of the first half of 2019. I recorded that episode on the last Friday of June 2019. So we were just about officially halfway through the year. And it was more so thinking about where you are in your career and those goals that you set at the first of the year about what you wanted to accomplish and what you wanted to obtain as far as progress goes. And I wanted to sort of do an episode 8.5 and talk about the mid-year review from the personal standpoint where we're just taking the job off the table. Or if you're an entrepreneur and you're running your own business, then you have a different set of goals, obviously. But just thinking about goals that you set for yourself. For me, one of those things was for me to just drop some fat and not just lose weight, but I really wanted to drop some fat and I wanted to get more consistent with my workouts to the point where I invested in a trainer and I made the commitment to be there on time 3 times a week, and I got my ass kicked for an hour and some change. But it was such an uncomfortable beginning, and I struggled just to make it through one set sometimes. And I went from 3 sets of 20 to 5 sets of 25 in just a couple of weeks, simply because I was pushing myself and I really wanted to make a change and see a change in my body and build up my strength and endurance. And I've been doing that now for 6 weeks and I feel amazing. And I haven't, when I look at myself, I feel like, oh, I might have lost a little bit, but I don't really see it. But when I can put on skirts that I haven't been able to wear in 3 summers and clothes that just a month ago I couldn't even pull up past my ass, to be honest, now I can put them on and they're loose in the waist. So I'm thinking about those first couple of sessions I had where I was like, no, this my first and last week. I'm not about to be doing all this. And I'm somebody that I love to work out. I love to challenge myself and push my body, but the little kettlebell workouts and the stuff I was doing on my own at the gym was nothing compared to the training that I was having with my trainer. So I'm quick to say, you know what, I got this. I don't need any help. But sometimes you just need to get that extra boost to get you over the hump. And I don't think I would have made this much physical progress had I not said, okay, what I've been doing all this time is obviously not working. I need to really, take it up another few levels and try something different. So I had to go out and do some different uncomfortable things on my journey to be more fit and to drop some fat. And I love the journey that I'm on right now. And I look forward to going to see my trainer, and that money that I'm paying my trainer is nothing because this is an investment that's already paying dividends for me because I decided to invest in myself. So I don't want y'all to just get stuck on trying to kill these corporate goals and everything in your career if you're core and if you when you're not at work and when you're not all dolled up and you're not taking pictures for Instagram, when it's just you and your physical well-being, to make sure that you are good. So that was just one of the goals. Another goal of mine was to save some more money. I have some pretty lofty savings goals. And so the adjustments that I had to make, I mean, I'm an accountant, so I'm always dealing with numbers and seeing how I can save money at a company, but also save money in my house or increase my investments or work harder towards my financial goals. So just thinking about the fact that we're halfway through the year, and I don't want anybody to come to the end of the year and say, I'm exactly where I was a year ago. We're halfway through the year. You still have half of the year left to really step the game up and really figure out what adjustments do you need to make. Is there something that you're doing right now that isn't working for you, that you don't need to just say, well, this is not for me, or I'm not going to do this. You just have to up the effort a little bit and reach out for some resources or some guidance and some help to really help you get to where you want to go. So This is going to be a super duper short episode. Like I said, more like episode 8.5, because I'm that person that's all for, yes, kill your career, kill your goals, be that superstar at work. But I mean, granted, we do spend a lot of time at work, and we put a lot of our energy into making our jobs better than before we got there. But at the same time, let's not lose sight of ourselves, and let's not sacrifice ourselves while we're on this mission trying to be that corporate superstar or whatever, but really take the time to think about your personal goals, your health, your finances. If you're wanting to buy a house, what are you doing to get yourself closer to that point? If you want to have an 800 credit score, what type of financial decisions are you making, and what do your financial habits look like now that can help you get there? Even if it's just trying to find time for yourself, or feeling like you need to take better care of yourself. What are some things that you need to do? Pencil some time in on your calendar for you. And to be honest, when I go to my trainer, that time is blocked out on my calendar, just like any other important meeting would be. If I have to go to the chiropractor, if I feel like I need to go get a massage, if I'm going to the movies with my family that night, those times are blocked out on my calendar, because we are just as important as everything else that we have going on in our lives, and all these hats that we wear. And now that I'm saying this, I'm thinking about this clip I saw on Instagram where our forever First Lady, Michelle Obama, talked about this, why it's so hard for Black women in particular to put ourselves first, and to really make time for ourselves and make that investment in ourselves. And I'm guilty of it. There's been a lot of times where I've been just so exhausted and tired that I went to bed without eating dinner, but my family's bellies were full because I cooked, and I was so tired I fell asleep. Or I've had just appointments for my mani pedi on my calendar, and I'll cancel it, like, no, I can't go today. I can't get it done. Even though it's been on there, it's a recurring event on my calendar every 2 weeks to go and get a mani and pedi. And I found myself even canceling things that I had already known about, or I had already blocked out time for. So I just want to reinforce the fact that we are just as important as the things that we have going on, and we have to make the time and the effort and the investment into getting ourselves where we want to be. So quick 5 minutes or 7.5 minutes. Um, Consider this episode 8.5 of the WERKin Mommas podcast. So if you haven't tuned into the other episodes, you can find them on SoundCloud. The link to the podcast is in my bio. On Instagram, it's at Nick Winston. You can also just go to SoundCloud and search for the WERKin Mommas podcast, the WERKin Mommas podcast. And until next time, y'all be good.